Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Event Host Podcast with Pete Miller and Donovan Fernandes.
Got MC Teddy here introducing Peter Miller, Donovan Fernandes, and welcome to Good Evening, ladies and gentlemen, the Event Host Podcast.
Hey!
Isn't this guy just handsome? He's a handsome little dude, eh? And he's dressed like you, first off. He's dressed like Peter Miller, and look at that microphone.
Oh, look at that sexy microphone.
Yeah, he has the microphone, and of course, his missing other thing is his heart, his giant love heart, right?
Oh, yeah, boom, boom,
So,
boom, the red heart.
Yeah.
Hi there, MC Teddy. Thank you for that great introduction.
Thank you. Well, yeah, he says thank you. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Event Host Podcast. I go by the name Donovan Fernandes, Mr. I'm All Talk, and I am hanging out with
Mr. Peter Miller. I go by the name of, well, my company's called Speakers Coach, but I have a company called MC Directory, and we host the finest MCs in the world, including Mr. Donovan Fernandes.
Thank you. I'm really happy for it, and you know what? We'll talk and touch base a little more about, the course, the packages that you offer to really help public speakers publicly speak. And yeah, so
publicly speak.
I guess that's the way to do it, right? Is just talk about how public speakers publicly speak, because it's not an easy task. It is not an easy task. Like we try to say it's easy, and even as us professionals, we're constantly learning and we're constantly, I guess, perfecting our craft, as one would call it.
Yeah.
So I know last week we talked about our first gigs and, how we came about doing this stuff. But the one thing I think we all go through just before we get on the stage and take the microphone, we get those butterflies in our stomach. Sometimes it can be very strong, and sometimes it can be incredibly just present, but not so overwhelming. And I guess this one is just to, share our stories about the butterflies we've had, and of course, tips on how to, I wouldn't like to say deal with the butterflies, because you can't really deal with them, but how to manage the butterflies that exist in your stomach.
Well, I don't get it so much now, but when I was starting off, I used to get this horrible thought every time, and it was just before I'd go on stage, and it was, why can't I be normal? And it was why do I get myself into these situations? It's much easier to be in the audience. And I'd look at the audience and go, I'd rather be there, I'd rather be there, I'd rather be there. Why do I put myself through all this stress? And I'd have to turn it around, because the butterflies were getting way too much and they were overtaking me. And this happened every time I'd start to go on stage. And it was, I guess, not unusual, because there's a lot of stress. But how I found to reduce it, Donovan, was just to do more and more preparation. I found that that the nerves were coming stronger, or less, if I did more preparation.
Okay. I always found, like for me too, I remember like my very first few times where I had the attempt to go on the microphone and do some speaking. Believe it or not, Peter, I held the mic in my hand. It was like with the DJ, and he was like ready to turn down the mic, and I was going to just get on and say, all right, everyone make some noise. And then I turned myself away. I'm like, no, it's okay. And I just said, maybe next time. Because you know what, like you get this feeling in you, and then all of a sudden the feeling goes up. You start sweating. You're like, you start getting dizzy, and oh my gosh, it's like you're in a whole new, you're in a whole new world.
Yeah, and it's too late, isn't it? Because basically you've been introduced, or you're just about to go on, and the most horrible, deflating, nervous thoughts just enter your mind, and you've got to do something about them. Because if you walk on stage like that, then you'll never be a good performer, or you'll never give a good performance.
Yeah. And then I, like my very first time where I actually went on, I remember they put me on the spot. They shut off the microphone and they say, go. And then I'm like, I have this word that I always say, all right. And once I heard myself, I just took off. And then once you get that first reaction and you get the first acknowledgement from the audience that they are receptive to
Mm,
you, it kind of goes away.
mm,
But then every time you get back on the microphone,
mm.
you get those nerves that just built up in front of you, and you can't really eliminate them unless you're again well prepared, one of your P's,
Yeah.
right?
Mm, mm.
And just with I guess experience too. But I find that as much as I do weddings, if I know somebody like maybe like a celebrity's in the crowd, or if it's a new experience in a new country and there's like a lot of ramifications that can happen from your success at that gig, the butterflies will come back in
Mm,
tenfold.
mm.
Yeah.
I think it's a good sign. It means that you're going to raise your energy level and you're rising to the occasion, if you like, and you need that extra energy. My kind of feeling is that if there's, we're just talking one to one now, so we don't have to put a lot of energy into it. But if there's 100 people out there, or there's 500 people out there, there's only one of you. I think your personal energy has to be times by 100 or 500 or 1,000, depending on how many people are out there. And that's how I think
Yeah.
about it. That's my ratio. And sometimes I don't know how many people are going to be at the event, but there's always at least a couple of hundred people there. And so
Hmm.
for me to raise my energy 300 times from what I would normally do in a one-to-one situation, that takes a lot of preparation. And one of the things I always do is have a sleep in the afternoon. I have a little nap, a cat nap. And that's
Okay.
saved me so many times, Donovan. That's been my whoever gave me that idea. I don't know. I've been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah.
I'd like to thank them profusely because um, some people, I don't know, I've talked to them about cat naps and they go, "Oh no, I wake up all sleepy and sleeping like that." And you've actually kind of got to get used to it because it's like a shot. It's like 8 hours, bang, and you're ready to
Yeah.
go. Mm.
I think another thing too that I tried doing, I tried bringing a good friend with me for
Oh,
the first couple of gigs,
all right,
right?
okay.
And would just like sit there and like I guess having that ability to know somebody and just connect with that one person right away ease the stress a bit, right?
Mm,
Like because sometimes, yeah, you're performing in front of complete strangers. You're out of
mm,
your element, and
mm,
this is I'm talking. This is towards Peter the beginning stages of the career of the MC or the event host,
mm.
and I found that was a great thing because you're always going to second guess yourself. You always are. And if you have to have that, and if you have to bear that with you for a while, even for the duration of the time you're there, it's going to eat you up and it's going to take away from the quality of your work. But however, if you can just get some like some some approval from someone you know, right there you
Yeah,
go. That
yeah.
might
That's a good tip, a really good tip. And sometimes it's not possible to bring a friend along. I do have something else to say about that, but second guessing it. You mentioned second guessing yourself. That's a really important concept, and I think nearly every performer I've ever met always second guesses themselves, but they need something to counteract it. And for me, I just developed this thing to say when I got that nervousness, and it's like, why aren't I in the audience? Why am I not normal? Why do I want to be on stage? Why? And I had to just say, I'm the best person for the job. I'm the best person for the job. I'm the best person for this job. And
they
that,
brought me here for a reason,
yeah.
right?
And
So
it's a very strong affirmation. And I keep saying this, and then I just calm down, and I get from nervous to excited. I'm able to tip the balance there.
So yeah, no, I'm really happy that that we again we have this. We never had these guiding tips when we first started, and
Yeah.
whoever's listening to this, I hope that you are taking something away from this.
Yeah. So bringing a friend along, I mean, it's got to be the right friend because I've used to take my partner along, but she was she was not actually the right person because she didn't really understand performance and she was more interested in turning the radio on when I was driving. I didn't want to hear the radio. I just wanted to concentrate and get my voice warmed up. And she wanted to listen to all, and it was distracting, really distracting for me. So,
Yeah.
so what I found is my daughter. I trained her to be a photographer. I've got a really nice Nikon D90 camera, and she was interested in photography anyway. So she used to come along. She was perfect, and she used to take lots and lots and lots of photographs of me. And so now, consequently, I've got a wonderful portfolio of photographs. And I used to pay her,
Mhm.
so it was good money for her, and yeah, that was correct. But my first option wasn't correct. It was counterproductive.
Well, that's, I think too, it's always putting yourself in a good mindset, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Prepping yourself, like, some even some fighters before they go fighting,
Mm,
they listen to some certain music. They surround themselves with good people. It's a very it really is about managing your energy, right? And or sometimes even having some, like, a comfort food that's right there with you, because again, if your body's at ease and your mind's at ease,
mm,
you're gonna easily rock the crowd, and the butterflies won't be as bad. You're gonna be very comfortable.
mm,
Uh,
mm.
but I, but listen, sometimes people, like, even the way we're speaking right now, butterflies are kind of being stated as something negative, but butterflies could also be something very positive. It is your passion ready to come out,
Yeah,
and they always say if you don't get butterflies, it means you don't care.
yeah.
I don't know if
That's
you ever heard
no.
that.
I have heard that, and I believe it's true. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and and don't get me wrong. Sometimes even now, like when I'm hosting a wedding 5 times in a week, and I'm on number 4 and 5, and I'm very comfortable. It's there. It's there. It's just my confidence has overshadowed it,
Yeah.
right?
Mm,
But
mm, mm. So for me, I think we talked about this last time. Was I have found that if I get to the gate, I was going to say the gate, the door, the entrance to the venue, and welcome people in, that's a terrific way to reduce any nerves at all because they become your friends instantly. And I know one MC, and he wears a little thing on his lapel there. It's a little smiley badge, and I can't remember what it has written on it. You know, smile and you'll have a good time tonight or something. But it has it particularly done, and that brings a lot of conversation. A lot of people, oh, what's that there? You know, and by meeting them, there's no
mhm.
by the end of everyone's coming in, you've made 100 new friends, and they know you. All the nerves are completely gone.
Now on your side of the world, and yes, your side of the world,
Mhm.
do you is that standard for everybody, for all the event hosts to stand at the door and greet people in and out?
No, no, definitely not. No,
Okay.
I do it because I find that uh, well, I just find it very powerful because the stuff that they tell me when they come in. Oh, how and my one question always, how do you know the bride and groom? How do you know the bride and groom? How do you know the bride and groom?
Yeah.
And they go, oh, I'm the next door neighbor, or I went to school with her, I go to work with her, or something like that, you know. And oh man, you just find out the best stuff, you know. And
Yeah.
they've all been at the ceremony. You haven't been at the ceremony, so you need to know how the ceremony went because there's been a couple of times when they said, "Oh, he cried when she walked in," you know. Oh, that's lovely, and I'll mention that halfway through, and that'll make me seem to the audience as though I was at the ceremony or I'm their closest friend ever, you know. And
Yeah.
that's what the audience want to think. They want to think that you are actually a very very close friend, and being a professional, you should be. You should
Oh
know
my
them,
gosh, you
you
could
know.
blend in so well.
Yeah.
I find, yeah, I find when I go there, I don't do the whole standing at the door welcoming people. I don't, that's not, again, it's not my style. I just wasn't brought up with, with that mentality. I will try it one day. But the fun thing is, and the cool thing, what I do, I walk around, and if I see someone who's just like bitter or angry, I'll go up to them like, "Where do you get your shoes from?" Right? Nice blazer, dude. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like,
mm,
I'll tell someone, you
mm,
look pretty. Like, right? Have you tried this food before? Like,
mm,
there's something I could break the ice.
mm.
And I think what you do too, breaking the ice right from the start, it kind of eases up on that stress. And for all the newbies that are going to start doing it, maybe that might be a couple of tips going around talking to people. But it's got to be organic. You can't just go, "Hi, where's those shoes?" Like, you have to look a certain part to be greeting people and complimenting people.
No, well, you said breaking the ice, and that's correct. That's what how I feel about it. Breaking, because it is icy. They don't know you, you don't know them, and it is icy. It can be, and the more you can do to break that ice or melt the ice
Yeah,
is good, you know. And people say to me, because I'm dressed, I always wear a bow tie, and I look like an MC, and they go, "Oh, you must be the MC," and I go, "How did you know?" And so that gets me into this sort of sense of humor, this crazy sense of humor that it's an Australian dry sense of humor that I describe. And then by the time I get on stage and welcoming everyone, my humor is turned on, if you like. Um, and they'll say, "Oh, are you going to tell us a few jokes, mate?" Or I'll get an idea of what they want their MC or what they're expecting the MC to do. Um, and I'll say to them, "No, mate, I don't tell jokes, but I'm going to get you to tell a few jokes." You know, what? And then it starts this banter,
yeah,
rah, rah, rah,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know. Um,
I always tell some, especially people like in the bridal party, I'm like, okay, so I have you on schedule that you're going to be doing this song. Do you want to do a quick mic check for the song? Do you want to do it right now? And they are like, yeah,
and you can tell who the speakers are because they're
yeah,
the most nervous people. They're wandering around, they're sweating, and they're not eating or anything like that. They're the people who are going to do a speech, and I can guess them straight away. And I'll say, "You're going to do a speech, aren't you? You're the father, you know, or the." And they go, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. When am I on, mate? When am I on?" "Oh, I think you're second. Let me just check." And then I'll talk them through, and I've really got to get them out of that funk which is in their head, that it's a disaster scenario that they're going through, and
yeah.
it's, you know, and I'll talk them as a speakers coach. I know what to say, and if you can just make them laugh just a little bit, then you've kind of changed their mindset. As you said, the mindset's the correct word, Donovan. It's the best word you could use.
Now, I know we're going to tackle this topic on another episode, but I'm going to ask you straight up, Peter, because you could just give me a yes, no answer on this one.
Mm.
My answer is yes. But have you ever had a drink to help ease the nerves?
Oh no, I never do that. No,
Okay,
no.
so
Um,
that's you. That's me. I have once, and
uh,
just they were like very intense. It was like one of those days. I'm like, I got it. I had to, and yeah,
yeah.
I don't
What,
smoke,
no,
but doing
but
it.
when I started, I did. And then
Okay,
my mentor, Ron Tacky, we talked about it, and he said, "You're mad. You're absolutely mad if you do that, because then you're setting up oh, I can't go on unless I have the drink scenario." And I went,
yeah, 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 yeah.
okay, that's true. And
Oh, yeah.
so, you know, I
But
haven't
we
done.
won't talk about that. I don't want to spill all our.
Mm,
Otherwise, this becomes a two-part episode. One from butterflies to drinking.
yeah.
But so I guess I noticed you've been taking some notes. Do you want to do a quick recap about like things that MCs can do?
Um, no, it's just that you've mentioned a couple of good words there, like mindset, energy management, second guessing yourself. These are very, very important, because if you don't get past these things and you don't have a way to counteract them or an answer for them, then you need to, basically.
Yeah.
And
Well, like my story. Sorry, go ahead.
I've just found that one phrase, "I'm the best person for the job," was good for me, and I recommend everybody to have their own phrase, whatever works for them,
Yeah.
to have something to cut that negative thought straight away and turn it from negative to positive.
Well, for me, it's like, the second I get out of my car, my little sanctuary where I'm Donovan, I turn into Mr. I'm all talk once the people can see me.
Mm,
Listen, being a public speaker is just not about you conveying a message. It's about the image you perceive, right? And the image that you give off to people. So the second you walk into a hall, you got to carry yourself with with pride. You have to have, you have to be dignified.
mm,
You have to have integrity. You have to walk in like the champ.
mm, mm,
And
mm,
um,
mm.
and I'll tell you that mindset. Some people believe in the aura. It's this. Yeah, what's the word I'm
Well, I
missing?
mean,
But it just gives off. Yeah.
your personal branding is very strong, and it's
Mhm.
always the same, very consistent, and you're able to show your charisma. You've got personal charisma and magnetism, and that is a fantastic thing. And I know you rely on that, and you can fall back on that, because you know it's by being consistent, it's always going to provide you with the same strong answer, and that's why you've got the success you have.
Thank you. But yeah, no. So listen, we got a whole bunch of episodes going on right now where I think we're just past that 20-minute mark. But I guess part of the butterflies is just following these steps and figuring out ways to manage them.
Yeah.
But
so the old public speaking kind of what's this? The old public speaking kind of mantra about butterflies is to get the butterflies flying in formation, not going like this in your stomach, but actually manage them to
working with
fly.
them.
Yeah, working with them. And so I recommend everyone have to either get with someone or work through your own energy management, as you said.
Yeah. Anyhow, we will be signing off, but if there are any websites you want to just let people know to go on to, what is yours?
Well, speakerscoach.com is really, that's where it all happens, as far as myself and what I'm doing. It goes from there.
Awesome. And of course, I'm www.imalltalk.com. And this was episode 2, the Event Host Podcast, entitled Good Evening, Ladies and Gentlemen. But now we could say good night.
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen. Have a good one, Peter.
Okay, thank
Take
you.
care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.